Today's video was going to be one of my more generalized weapon topic videos I've been doing about the M4A1, but instead, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that Overkill needs a nerf in Modern Warfare. I object to this very heavily and wanted to lay out why in a relatively brief video. There's a lot of places to start, but I think the first thing we should do is look at the Overkill perk from Call of Duty's past. In the past, Overkill was kind of underused, mostly due to the fact that it didn't allow you to deck out the secondary primary that you've chosen. If you wanted to have an AR and an SMG combo, that's great, but your SMG, if it's your secondary, is not going to have as many attachments, it's not going to be able to be tweaked as much as your primary. All the while, you're giving up, in some Call of Duty games, a wild card that's very important or a perk that's very important in order to run Overkill. So for the most part, it went pretty underused, and also if you wanted to maybe have an SMG with your sniper, what a lot of people would do was kill somebody and pick up their weapon, or pick up a teammate's fallen weapon, and just run that as their secondary, so Overkill didn't feel very useful. What I'm saying is, Overkill has been nerfed before just by being what it was. Now, Overkill has finally seen a buff, where both of your weapons that you choose can have up to 5 attachments, meaning you have 2 totally decked out weapons. So as somebody that likes a lot of variety, it bothers me that people want this perk nerfed when it's finally useful for the first time ever. Now let's go into the reasons they want it nerfed. People want it nerfed because people are running the 7.25 shotgun and an M4A1 together, and that's why they want it nerfed. They want it nerfed because they're running a shotgun and AR. Well, what about the people that want to run a DMR and an SMG, or a sniper rifle and an AR, or what about the people that want to run an LMG and an AR? What about those people? Yes, currently the meta is broken, but I've never heard a stupider request from the community than, well, you know what, these are very powerful weapons, incredibly versatile outside of their effective ranges, and since you can run both of them, we should nerf the perk that allows you to do so? That's not going to stop people from running the 7.25, it's not going to stop people from running the M4, what are you thinking? Oh, I can't run both of them together at the same capacity of attachments, so I guess I'll just stop using it? No, that's not how that's going to work. Most of the M4 and 7.25 users you find are not running Overkill for a damn good reason, but before I get into that, let me just focus on this for a second longer. Why do you think that nerfing a perk that allows you to have 2 weapons will make either of the 2 weapons that are powerful in the game right now be underused suddenly? It's not happening. And what's to stop an Olympia user from killing an M4 user, picking up their M4 and running it as their secondary? M4s are everywhere in this game, and Olympia users, despite the longer range of the shotgun, still have to be within relatively close range. If you're killing somebody with the Olympia, you likely are going to be able to pick up their weapon, whether it's an MP5 or an M4 or a SCAR or whatever it might be, it's still going to be most likely a useful AR, because ARs are the most used weapons in Call of Duty for the most part. So all you're doing is adding a little bit of work to the 7.25 user, and also this will go to the inverse with the M4 user. The M4 user might kill a 7.25 user and pick up their 7.25 as a secondary, and suddenly they're versatile for that life. It doesn't matter. People are still going to use overpowered guns. I cannot believe this is even a discussion. When a gun is overpowered in Call of Duty, we don't go ahead and nerf Overkill, we nerf the guns themselves, so that if somebody wants to run 2 of them, that it doesn't break the game. Now let's talk about the fact that you're not fighting Overkill users most of the time. Let's talk about the fact that most of the enemies you're fighting are not running Overkill. The reason is they have to give up Cold-Blooded, EOD, and Scavenger. Now, Quick Fix and Double Time are in there as well, but those aren't exactly meta perks. But a 7.25 user might really like Double Time, so that's not a bad choice. If you don't run Scavenger, then you need to run fully loaded on your weapons, or you need to be running the ammo box, or picking up weapons and ammo off the ground. So these people have a little less longevity if they don't have Scavenger. Of course, they can work around that with other perks and field upgrades. Not running Cold-Blooded means that VTOLs, sentry guns, and predator missiles can see them. Now those aren't going to be as abundant as the next thing I'm going to talk about, because you also have to give up EOD to run Overkill. And no EOD means that your new adversary are the newly nerfed Claymores. See, EOD was recently buffed and Claymores nerfed, meaning if you have EOD, you tank Claymores like a pro, and you can survive landmines too and all of the environmental explosions. Frag grenades, Simtexes, C4s, I mean, yeah, if you get spammed in like hardpoint or whatever, you're still gonna die, but your chance of survival goes way up when you run EOD in this game because everybody is guaranteed lethals and tacticals. We'll get to that more in a second here too. If you see somebody running Overkill, switch to Claymores and Landmines and put them in choke points, because they will not be able to survive a Claymore blast. Run frags, Simtexes, C4s, anything that blows up, run it against them. Yes, they're still going to be able to shoot you, and that's their problem, but if you want, you can bait them into a room and just let them run into your Claymore, tilt the hell out of them, or make them change their class. These Overkill 725 M4 users also have to give up their flash and stun resistance by not using battle hardened, at least most of the times that I've seen them. You might be thinking, what the hell are you talking about? It's simple, and some of you already smell what I'm cooking. The underrated perk that nobody's thinking about in this equation is Amped. In order for an M4A1 725 combo Overkill user to be efficient, they need to run Amped, because Amped reduces the amount of time it takes to switch weapons. If they want to be efficient, they can't have Spotter or Tracker, they can't have Tune-Up, they can't have Battle Hardened, and if you don't think that's a drawback, you're not playing the same game as me. The Overkill perk in previous COD games was underutilized, the wildcard as well. Underutilized, and that's a damn shame. It wasn't a practical approach to your class. Now it finally is. And nerfing it will not get people to stop running overpowered or overly versatile weapons in Call of Duty. Nobody needed Overkill or one-man army to use the UMP-45 in Modern Warfare 2. Overkill isn't why everybody's running the ACR in Modern Warfare 3. Overkill has never promoted the use of overpowered weapons, and Overkill being crappy never reduced the usage of overpowered weapons. You lose so much survivability for some ounces of versatility when using Overkill over something like EOD, using Amped over something like Battle Hardened. Why has nobody thought to nerf the draw time on the Olympia versus nerfing Overkill? Why not make it so you swap to the 725 slower? From your secondary, from your primary, doesn't matter. You pull it out slower, and they could just say it's because it's heavy, or whatever. Why not do that? That way you really can't feasibly run Shrapnel or Battle Hardened with your Overkill setup. You have to run Amped if you want to be able to pull out the gun and not get caught swapping. The Call of Duty community would make a lot more useful changes with their feedback if they stopped and thought about what they were saying for half a damn second. Anyone saying that Overkill needs to be nerfed needs to look at the current perk setup in the game. And if you think it specifically needs to be nerfed because of the 725 and M4A1, I feel really bad for all of the people that are running FAL and AUG classes. Like, I have a class like that. I have an FAL AUG class, kind of a medium, long-range assault rifle with a close, medium-range SMG. It's a very versatile, fun loadout for me. No one's gonna complain if I AUG them and then FAL them. Overkill in Modern Warfare is about making great combinations and maximizing the amount of customization in your loadout, and at the expense of survivability and longevity. No scavenger, no EOD. It's important to me that the Call of Duty community stops requesting stupid things so that I stop having to make boneheaded videos. If I go into Modern Warfare 3 and get killed by an ACR user that's using Blast Shield, I'm not going to say nerf Blast Shield. I'm going to say nerf the ACR, because goddamn, that thing was way too versatile back in the day. Hopefully that clears things up for you as to why it does not need a nerf, and hopefully you can go and take that to your friends, take it to Reddit, take it to Twitter, share this video if you want. I will see you guys later. Sorry if my voice sounded weird in this video. I have a little bit of a sore in my mouth, and I bit the hell out of my cheek, and so I'm having to hold my mouth a certain way so it doesn't hurt. So my speech might be slurrier than usual. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.